This is the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast. For help with your retirement, schedule a 15-minute phone conversation with the team at ProStatus Financial Advisors today. Just call 866-597-1040 and at thesavvyinvestorradio.com.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what everybody's talking about, and that is the big, beautiful bill, the BBB here. And Mike, this is a perfect example. We talk about this all the time. There are 75,000 pages or 100,000 pages in that tax code, and they're constantly changing it. Here's an example of how it has changed again, and we got to keep up with this. What is in this big, beautiful bill that we need to know?
Well, so in general, what I tell people all the time is that everything that you really like about the bill disappears in 3 years roughly, and everything that you dislike about the bill, just like last time, everything you dislike is made permanent. But the fact is there's some really, really cool things in there. I mean, this whole idea of no tax on Social Security, that was such a huge campaign promise that he made. And you know, at the risk of offending some, you know, Trump supporters, it didn't quite work out the way he said or implied it was going to be. But fortunately, he did get passed and increased in the standard deduction for seniors, right? So if you're over 65, your standard deduction went basically for married filing joint from about $31,000. You guys get now an extra $12,000 worth of deduction. So the nice thing about that is that even though it will help a portion of seniors, because realistically from in our practice, you know, we probably only have maybe almost nobody pays tax on Social Security in our practice because of the way we design things.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the big things that we do is we're taking into consideration taxes with all the plans that we're developing. So we're already taking this into consideration when we're developing a plan for our clients, because our goal is to get them to be as tax efficient as possible over their lifetime, and then also for their heirs. So when they pass on money. So we're already taking into consideration in our planning, you know, how do we make you more tax efficient? How do we get you to potentially zero taxes if the only source of income you have coming in retirement is Social Security? How can we make sure that, you know, we set up proper buckets for you so that when you are drawing income from your portfolios, it's from that tax-free bucket of money, and then it's going on the tax return and it's not making Social Security taxable. So we've already been taking this into consideration and into our planning for our clients to be tax efficient, because we know in the future at some point taxes are probably not going to go down. They're going to go up at some point in the future. So if we're planning effectively now for that, when that does happen, we don't care as much, because if you're at zero taxes or we've already made you tax efficient, we're going to be in a specific place to where you're not that worried about the taxes anymore. Because if you are at zero taxes, you're not going to pay taxes on zero. So that's our goal, is to make you tax efficient. So we've already been implementing that into the plan.
And the reality is this $6,000 per person, it does help. So I don't want to poo-poo it, because it is important. But the amount of people, about 65% of people in the country in general, didn't pay tax on Social Security anyways. So really what I think is really nice about it is this extra $6,000 per person that you get as a senior. It's not just about Social Security, because the ripple effect can be used for other things. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to maybe doing Roth conversions. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room to take that extra money that you want for the honey-do list, the bucket list, the round-to-it list. And quite frankly, if you're not sure whether your Social Security is taxable, or more importantly, if your Social Security is taxable, you should pick up the phone and give us a call at 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040. Sit down with Ryan, myself, Lawrence, the whole team here at ProStatus. We will show you how to create income streams that you will never outlive. We're going to talk to you about the fees you're paying, how much risk you're taking. It's always amazing, shocking at the amount of risk people take during retirement. We're going to talk to you about the fees. We're going to talk about long-term care. We're going to talk about estate planning and taxes. Stop giving away 20 to 30% of your money to taxes each and every year. You want to talk about the best way to increase your overall rate of returns? Reduce your tax bill. You want to talk about how to reduce your risk and get better, net returns? Stop paying that stupid tax bill. It's a voluntary system. You can choose to arrange your affairs to pay the least amount of taxes legally possible. That's what Lawrence was telling you that we do already for all of our clients here. Pick up the phone, give us a call at 866-597-1040.
And Lawrence, I got to believe that there are some wide-eyed moments when you sit down and start into the tax conversation with people, and people saying, I didn't know that. and you're able to save them money because this is the place where you guys live in helping people save money on taxes.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things, it is tax planning. And when a lot of the folks that call in from the radio show, one of the biggest things that they talk about and the reasons they reach out to us is because we have that focus on tax planning. They have a current advisor and they do the investment management, really, just putting them in a portfolio, buy and hold strategy. But really, they're not getting that extra step, that tax planning. They're having to play middleman, go out to, talk to their CPA. If they ask their advisor a tax question, they can't answer it. They refer them to the CPA. Then the CPA, they ask an investment question, and it's vice versa and back and forth. With ProStat, you're getting that one-stop shop where we're really addressing the tax planning, we're addressing the investment management, then we're also learning on the estate planning. So really a holistic financial planning approach where it is truly that one-stop shop where we're handling all those financial needs. We really address everything with a dollar sign behind it. So whether it's real estate, whether it's business sales, we're addressing everything for our clients. And all that comes back to taxes, right? Taxes. It's always a big focus of the conversation is how can I save money on taxes or how can I pay the least amount legally possible? And that's the goal that we're trying to achieve with our clients. We're having these conversations with them. We will show you an Excel spreadsheet, really an apples to apples comparison to what it looks like on a financial planning standpoint if you don't do any tax planning and just stay with the status quo of what you're currently doing, and what happens if you actually implement a true financial plan and a tax saving strategy and we put that into place for you. What does that look like? And we'll show an apples to apples comparison. And a lot of times we're saving clients, it can be millions of not, a couple millions of dollars, both over their lifetime, but then we're also showing the savings for what their heirs will inherit and the tax savings to them. Because the last thing we want to do is pay Uncle Sam 30 to 40% of the portfolio over your lifetime going to taxes, and then another possibly 30, 40%, maybe even half of the portfolio that your kids have to pay taxes on just for the right to inherit that money.
And it does beg the question then, because since the bill passed, I think the number one question we're getting coming into the office is, does it still make sense to do Roth conversions? And the reality is the answer is yes. Unless tax rates are going to go down, if you truly believe tax rates are going to go down, then you shouldn't be doing Roth conversions. But for the bulk of us, the big, bold, beautiful bill, it's not lowering the deficit, right? Now we might become a little bit closer to the annual budget might be a little bit more balanced if they can manage to cut off some of the spending that they're talking about doing. But remember, those spending cuts actually aren't implemented for another 2.5, 3 years. So the spending cuts happen in 3 years from now. They're not happening now. So we're going to see additional deficit increasing. And at some point, the numbers I've seen have been bouncing around, but they either have to raise taxes by about 5% per person, or they have to lower expenses, spending by about 5%, or a combination thereof. So the fact is that unless you think tax rates are going to go down, it still makes sense to do Roth conversions because yes, you're paying tax at today's tax rates, but we have this incredible opportunity because it's still for most of us at the lowest rates we've ever seen in our lifetimes. And given the fact that Roth conversion rates are so low, given the fact that capital gains rates are so low, given the fact that we have this additional $6,000 per person for retirees over 65, we have an incredible opportunity to mix and match all those pieces to do a couple things. One, continue the conversion process. Like you said, Lawrence, it makes sense to do the conversion process not only with yourself in mind, but if there's going to be money left over, you want to do it so the kids are inheriting it, one, in the most tax efficient manner, but also as quickly and efficiently as possible from an estate point of view. But also what it gives us an opportunity is to create those income streams, right? We can do income streams where we can actually have an incredible opportunity to get you in that 0% tax rate. But to get you there, it starts by picking up the phone and giving us a call at 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040. Sit down with myself, Ryan, Lawrence, the whole team here at ProStatus. We will show you how to create income streams that you will never outlive. We're going to talk to you about fees. We're going to talk to you about long-term care. We're going to talk to you about estate plan. And we're going to talk to you about how much risk. And again and again and again, taxes. This is the easiest thing for us to do to attack the tax bill, to keep you in the lowest tax rates possible, which includes zero. And this additional tax cuts that Trump has given us, an incredible opportunity to start now. If you're not already doing this, pick up the phone, give us a call, 866 597-1040.
You know, as Lawrence was talking about doing those conversions and sending money down to your heirs, I was thinking about that movie. Remember Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa? You know, it was such a bad Santa. And as we send money down to our kids, we think we're being Santa Claus, but don't be bad Santa. Don't give them the gift and the tax bill on top of that. Don't be bad Santa. Let's talk about it. Give us a call at ProStatus. Here is our number, 866-597-1040. 866-597-1040. If you've saved $500,000 or more for retirement, and we find that all the time, people are packing money into these 401ks. That's what they have, and they come with a huge tax bill. Let's see what we can do to help you with that. Our website is thesavvyinvestorradio.com. thesavvyinvestorradio.com. There you'll find a place where you can put some information in. We'll reach out to you or call us 866-597-1040.
Advisory services offered through ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, a registered investment advisor. Insurance licensed in Maryland. ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, LLC is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if ProStatus Financial Advisors Group is licensed in your state, please call 410-863-1040. ProStatus Group, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through representatives of ProStatus Financial Advisors Group.